So is Rico Lewis coming to Forest or not? Welcome to your transfer news. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest transfer news. Coming up, we'll tell you the latest on Rico Lewis. Is it on? Is it off? Shake it all around. I'll give you a little update on Simikas as well, as it looks likely he's going to exit from Liverpool. But could the deal of the structure be changing? And a medical has been passed by our next signing. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed if you are new. Thank you so much for getting us to 29,000 yesterday, and now we're well on the way to 30k. So please do subscribe if you are new here. And let's jump into the news, and I'll start with Rico Lewis. This has been a bit messy over the last 24 hours or so, and you could argue that a lot of it stems from his outstanding performance against Wolves for Manchester City the other day. He got an assist and all round played very well. Pep had started him at right back, but honestly he was more inverting into midfield, and I think still I'm convinced he's a midfielder. Now there are reports out and quotes from Rico Lewis that I'll talk you through in a minute, as well as quotes from Pep, who's giving some weird mixed signals about it. So let's start with the article and then we'll get on to what Pep has to say. So let's bring that up. This was in The Guardian from yesterday afternoon. It says, Rico Lewis wants to stay at Manchester City amid Forest interest. Rico Lewis has said he has no intention of leaving Manchester City this summer and believes missing out on the Premier League title last season has fueled the fire in Pep's squad. Lewis is the subject of interest from Forest, but the 20-year-old England defender who joined City at the age of 8, bloody hell, indicated that he would prefer to stay at the Etihad stadium. For me, he says, I've never ever seen myself leaving. Lewis said after helping City to secure a 4-0 win over Wolves, I've always wanted to play for City. It's my dream. When I'm playing with the kind of players that I'm playing with, it brings out the best of me, so I'm so happy. Lewis made 44 appearances, blah, blah, blah. And he says everyone wants that assurance. This next bit is from Guardiola. Everyone wants that insurance and security, but at the end of the day, it's on me, says Lewis. Sorry, it was him quoting it. It's on me to perform. Last season, I played more than the season before, so it's always the same goal, to become an established player. Guardiola signaled to Lewis that he remains a key part of his plans by preferring him to Nunes in the win at Molineux, in which Erling Haaland scored twice and Rangers and Cherky scored, discussing the pain of last season, blah, 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 right? So there's a lot of stuff there that we need to break down. Now, I think Nunes didn't start because it was his former club. Like, you see that sometimes with managers, they keep him out the limelight and what have you. Maybe he would have got booed heavily and impacted his performance. But I do think Rico Lewis would get game time at Manchester City. The only thing I will say is there are still plenty of noises to say he is keen on the Forest move, and more importantly, Forest are very keen on him. And I just think there is a bit of gamesmanship going on, not necessarily from the player, but from Pep, because I do have a quote here from Romano. Now, he's come out and said, well, he hasn't said, he's quoted what Pep has said. And let me just bring this up for you. He says, Pep Guardiola on Forest bid for Rico Lewis. I think he's going to stay. I think he told me that. Today, I think he's going to stay, but I don't know what's going to happen. Like, it's so twisted in what he's saying. Look, the noises I feel from the Forest side, the people I'm talking to there, it feels like Forest is still confident it happens. From the Man City side, from my mate there, it sounds like Rico Lewis is changing his mind. Where the truth lies, I can't sit here and honestly tell you one way or the other which way this happens. But this is going to happen in a transfer window. Look, we saw it with Douglas Luiz. In January, he only wanted Man City or Manchester United. Right now, he's closer than close can be to joining Forest. Players will change their mind. Sometimes it's about the option that's presented to you. So someone could be hell-bent on staying, and then they speak to Marinakis or whoever it might be. They show them, look, this is the plan. This is what we want to do with you. This is where we want to play you. This is the game time we think you will get. And it convinces people. Look at the example we have from within our own camp this summer. Gibbs White, heavily linked to Spurs, personal terms agreed, medical apparently booked. And then a few days later, he signed a new contract for Forest. So this is the fun and games of transfer windows. We're just going to have to roll with the punches. I am going to catch up on my Man City guy later on today. So as soon as I got something more on Rico Lewis, I will let you guys know. But as things stand now, it's more likely off than on. But I'm just not quite convinced that's the whole story behind it. But get your thoughts in. Do you think he stays or goes? Now, another one that we need to talk about is Simikas. So this one is looking more and more likely that he is definitely leaving Liverpool. We know Forest have a strong interest in Simikas, and we really do need some backup at fullback. Neco Williams, fantastic yesterday. So was Ola Aina. But the backup behind them, I mean, we've seen Jair Cunha being used at right back. Nuno has said the likes of Eric Da Silva need to go out on loan before they are ready to be kind of chucked into the first team for maybe a year or two. So Nuno clearly wants fullbacks. I agree with him. We definitely need fullbacks. And Simikas for me is an excellent option. Now, we told you Liverpool are asking for about 12 to 15 million pounds for the 29-year-old Greek. And we know he's played at Olympiacos. We know the connection with Marinakis is there. However, in this latest update, there is a possibility that he only leaves Liverpool on a loan. And I really would prefer that deal. Forest can do a couple of loans. We think Douglas Luiz will be one of those loans if and when that gets over the line. And bringing Simikas in as well, I think is a good option. We did it with Alex Moreno last season. He had some good games. He had some bad games. But by the end of the season, we were able to say, right, he's not quite the one we're looking for. Send him back to Villa. And that's why I like this option with Simikas. Loads of strengths he has. I also think not only is he a good fullback, but also he's really good at corners and dead ball situations as well. Now, the quote itself comes from Romano. He says that Simikas' exit expected to accelerate as Liverpool could also be open to a potential initial loan move. The left back is prepared to leave as Kerkez and Andy Robertson will be the left back slots for Arnie. So basically he's been told he's third in the pecking order. And when Liverpool are saying option, an initial option, that's an important word there as well. It probably means they want some kind of obligation behind it. This will suit Forest fine because I think he would still come in behind Neco Williams. And if Neco Williams hopefully stays fit all season, then it's very unlikely we would need to use him for more than 5 to 10 games, but we're going to need that reassurance. So I'm 100% up for this one. But what do you guys say? I like it as a loan deal. Now, the third story we need to get into is a big story. And my boy, Kilamawando, yes, Mark, I said it right, has now, should I say, completed his medical. Expectation is that probably by the time you're watching this video, Forest will have announced him officially, but medical done. Obviously, we know the fees and everything else were all agreed, and he is basically a red. This is like beyond close to can be. It's done. It's done. I am so excited for him to join us. He's going to give us that different dynamic up front that I feel we've been missing out in terms of the profile. Obviously, we've seen Woodbag, two beauties yesterday, but he is a bagsman for me as well. The deal in itself, we believe, is 31 million euros, which is about 27 million pounds. It's an absolute bargain for what we're getting. So expect, if you haven't already seen yet, remember I am recording this a little bit before you guys may be watching it, that this one should be announced. And if it hasn't been announced by the time you're watching it, it should be very shortly. So that's another one in the bag. Next one looking likely after that will be Douglas Luiz. And then we're just going to have to strap in and see what happens with Rico Lewis. So that's your transfer news update. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's been useful for you. Please do make sure you've hit the like button and subscribed. There's so much content from yesterday. You got my player ratings. You got Grumpy Old Reds, which was pretty much Happy Old Reds. What a performance. And of course, one or two other things on the shorts. So make sure you check them out. We'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.